sit down, get another cardio in for you guys. I want to make this one the final one of the day, so hopefully everything goes good with my Wi-Fi. Hopefully everything's solid there. So yeah, I'm just gonna hope for that to be the case. I wonder if my charging cable will actually reach this. We're gonna find out. See if we can keep a good charge going here too. It might work, right? It might work. Not working too well though, not as well as I'd like. Let me move this up a little bit. See if that'll fit. Oh, that seems to be all right. All right. So that'll keep a little bit of a charge going for it till the computer. That's not my big normal cable. It's just the one from the computer. So it should help a little bit there. Hold on, let me adjust the mic. See if that helps also. Get a little bit closer. And yeah, there we go. That might be helping some. I'm gonna move this up just a little more. And hopefully we get a nice, good, solid live here, right? So there we go. That'll keep us charging the first little bit. The phone obviously didn't get fully charged. It's going to be a long one of these. So it's going to be a case of, I want to make sure that I keep a sufficient battery. So yeah, just kind of keep that kind of plugged in. Should help. Should help a lot. All right. Like I said, for this to hit, if I want to get all my minimum cardio here for the morning, this needs to be an hour and a half long stream. So I'm just going to ride the bike. Chat with you guys and just let it flow. It'll probably do decent. This is a good time in the morning. It'll be a nice long stream. I think we'll be fine. On my one big cup of coffee here. I did check after that first walk. I did whoosh a whole pound off. So yeah, I'm going to count that as official. Do you guys think that counts as official weigh-in? If I was a certain weight, and then I took a quick walk in, even though I had coffee, so got some hydration, and I'm down a pound, I think that counts. I'm going to call myself 214 because that's what we hit. But I think we'll see a good whoosh. I'm going to make a little minor adjustments. I need a hair more carb, a little bit less protein, and switch it back over to the white rice from the brown for just a bit. I might work some white potatoes back in. I think with all this, we're good. If you're down a pound, you're down a pound, exactly. It's not like I hadn't drank anything either, so it's not extra dehydrated, just a little bit of sweating from the walking. Because I had a full cup like this of coffee, right? What happened? What happened? The stream disconnected outside, so I took a little break, threw the phone on a little bit of a charge, and we're gonna get a little bit more cardio in here now. This is going to be a nice long one. Look, it's 9:30 in the morning. I need another hour and a half for my cardio. We're going to do all of it fasted. And like I said, I think I'm going to do all the cardio and training fasted. I think we get to a point where if I haven't finished whatever cardio I want to finish for the day and it's time to eat, we're done with it. Because again, I feel like I'm trying to run my deficit a little too big, taking stuff down a little too far, and I feel like I'm holding a hair of extra water from trying to push too hard. Because again, keep in mind, guys, my calories are 1,000 lower than they normally are while adding hours of cardio every day. That's a lot. So I think I can afford to bump the calories a tiny hair, take a little protein out, add a little more carb, and keep the cardio. Avoid bonus cardio in general. Just get my 3 hours in on non-training days. Get whatever I can get in on training days, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever I'm capable of hitting. Make the training adjustments and run with it, guys. Have a laptop on my stationary bike so I can eat protein waffles while pedaling. Well, that's nice, Cart. Why are you eating protein waffles while doing your cardio? That is not the most effective way to lose body weight. You're eating a refined carb. You think gaining faster in body weight has no? Nope, I think it has none, Bronze. Strength, because fat itself gives you leverages, right? You get fat leverage on the strength, so yes, right? Your muscles didn't get stronger. Your nervous system didn't get stronger. No, the evidence is pretty clear. Don't cut too fast, you lose muscle. I'm not even that worried at this point, honestly. No, I took the whole training session off, but I was thinking of making that adjustment anyways. So I'll probably train the next 3 days. And like I said, just do the full body, right? Well, you're eating waffles, dude. Like, waffles is not something I would really gonna push. Not gonna be my first choice of foods. I don't know what's in your protein waffles. How heavy were you last year? I don't know how heavy I was last year. It varied. I mean, my weight fluctuated. When I was dealing with all the crazy heat outside, we didn't have power for 7 days in my whole part of the city, right? And I was on extremely low carbs. I dropped as low as 204. But I wasn't like 204, but I was like 210 at the lightest. I was smaller though. But again, that was all on lower carbohydrate. So I was pretty much near the end of last year, floating 216, 217, and then it drifted up 5 pounds, probably just from eating too much dietary fat. Yeah, I'm definitely at a better body composition now. And that's the idea, Marty. So now we're just gonna shred down and just focus on lean gains and body comp from there. But I've got to get a lot leaner. Coach in 4K, oh man. Is that a good thing or not? Because it's only going to give you so much HD here. I don't even know what this stream's at. I have no settings, by the way. They give me access to nothing. When you're doing the mobile app for this, you have nearly zero control over anything. I can choose, is it monetized or not? Is it public or not? I can pick the title. I can choose if people are allowed to leave comments. That's like it. That's like the only settings I have. Whereas then when I do it on the desktop, but it's too hard to set the bike up with that. When I do it on the desktop, I'd have to move my whole keyboard and all my stuff over here. Gives me all sorts of crazy settings. Although it might make more money because I can pick how aggressive the ads are. I'm gonna have to think about that. Would it be worth the hassle of doing? Can I make everything reach? We'll have to consider it, won't we? Especially if I'm gonna do more of these indoors like this. It's gonna need to be an option on the table. Yep. You have a lot of ear hair. I know, man, dude. I'm old, that's why I'm 48. Yeah, Marty, definitely. I think body comp is definitely better now. Like, I didn't even intend to drift to 220 plus. It just happened. It was also what I was doing with my food. It was totally non-intentional. But is pedaling and weightlifting shoes heels elevated better for quad? No. Why would it be? No cart. No, definitely not. It's not going to help. Sorry. Also, you're not going to really build your quads doing your cardio. Not if you're lifting weights already. Will barbell rows grow the whole back? I believe they will, yeah. You know, I'm a fan. I still think pull-ups are going to be a hair better for lats. Definitely for certain parts of the bicep, parts of the mobility. Oh, neck needed. Oh, there we go. Oh, that felt so good. Oh man, that felt good. My neck finally just cracked. Ooh, you guys know that feeling, right? Oh, that felt really good. That was relief right there. I don't know if it made a crack you guys could hear or not. I heard it. You do some lateral raises while you ride the bike. No, that's silly. No, absolutely not. Feet are workout. No, there's no need for that. Do it during your training. Yes, Scott. I'm of the opinion the barbell rows is a great overall back builder. That's why I always say you really want to put it all together. Deadlift, row, pull up. I mean, the deadlift plus the pull up pretty much covers everything too. But if you want to just one lift with the most just general carryover, barbell row is hard to beat. It's very hard to beat. All right, I'm going to unplug this since the computer pretty much went into sleep mode. It was just charging off the computer. But, you know, we probably got a little bit of charge from it. I can also adjust this down here. All right. This will be easier to maintain. Oops. It locks in. Do you think you know more than the other strength coaches you promote? Clearly I do. And here's the thing. I know plenty of extremely successful coaches who don't. So do you think that those coaches know less than? So you're taking two schools of thought that literally coaches at the elite level both use. And you're going to ask me, do I think I know more? Can I pose? No, I don't want to pose for you, Bronze. Bronze, I pretty much figured out you're trolled at this point, by the way, because you have way too much free time to argue the same point about bulking for hours. So, just so that you're aware. But I'm going to let you stay just for now. Go to his. All right. Do you do client calls? No. No, client calls, a client gets undivided attention. Silly question, Sasquatch. You know what we do on the bike? We do the cardio and I do live streams. That's it. We don't lift weights. We don't do client calls. We don't do any of that stuff. We got that subtle warning. I'm going to wait till he types something crazy. Like, I'm not going to engage him anymore or argue with him because I know he's a troll. It's pretty obvious. But I'm going to let him stay till he types something crazy, like one of the crazy standard stalker troll lines that they bust out. So, yeah, nobody has that much time to come and argue that same point for hours on end in someone's live stream every day. No. That's a guy without any coaching, any clients, probably doesn't have a job. All right. Especially to argue the same point adamantly over and over and over. In fact, I think it's that same guy who I was getting rid of, honestly, who was arguing that for himself. Now he's just pretending to be a coach. Ron's using his brain for last final argument. He's obsessed coach, and that's okay. You know, I'm making money off of it. Shave all of the hair. What are you talking about, buy stocks? You shave the hair. Shave your mama's hair. Your mama shaved her hair. I told my brother that. We were chatting about it. He was laughing. I told him, no, dude, I do nothing but mom jokes in my trolls. I just throw mom jokes back at him. And then I'm always like, you just got served, son. You just got schooled. Like, your mom's fat. Like, you're a fat loser. I'm like, your mom is a fat loser. Damn, you just got schooled, son. You got taken to school. You got nothing. Right? He thought it was funny. He knows I'm like that, though. Because I'm like that with my real life bros. They try to throw some jive. I'll just make a mom joke. They already know I do that. It's normal. Even if one of them jokes said, I don't know, Jason, I think you gained a little fat. I'd be like, you know what? Your mom is so fat. When I got done fucking her last night, I had to roll over twice and I was still on top of her. Bam. I would look like Bigfoot if I did not shave. Coach did his mama shake. She shook. She just quivered in ecstasy. All right, next. 6, appreciate them likes, guys. So, I do mom jokes is actually the normal Jason thing. Like, my friends all know I do your mama jokes. So I just do it to my trolls now, too, the same way. Because that's what I do in person. It's like, why act? Why not just be me? Don't talk like that. I know I got to watch that. That's why I got to watch it, Sasquatch. But I can still make your mom, you know what? Your mama hurts the algorithm. All right? All right. Trolls, I know they will, man. They'll report it. They'll be like, he said a profanity word there. Gonna need a reporting for indecency. We're gonna record it and we're gonna send it to his neighbors. Did you know that he used the F word? Blaha is alfalfa. All right. alfalfa male. Is that like, so if you're an alfalfa male, that's a dude who eats a lot of grass, right? Oh, alpha. Okay, you misspelled. I thought you were talking about alfalfa. Like, is that a thing? That's a category, right? Alfalfa male. Like he eats grass-fed beef or something. I don't know. Bunch of weird nerds. There's like 5 of them. I know they're in here. They are out there among us. Not out there among us. They're literally sitting on a computer all day. They don't leave their mom's basement. Nice grass-fed and finished. Coach would be a bear type if he was gay. Yes, but I'm not. I'm strictly taco, no burrito, but I mean, technically, I guess I do have that look. I mean, I'm still over 200 pounds and I got chest hair. I don't have a beard anymore, but no. But, you know, strictly taco, no burrito, bros. You know, it's Pride Month. That's cool, man. Ron's Age Gaines is the same guy who's, I know, but this time instead of pretending to be himself, he's pretending to be a coach. That's why it's funny. Now he's a coach. He probably doesn't even lift. He's probably not even 140 pounds or whatever either. Chasing and achieving goals is what we do. Have a good day, brother. Awesome. Hey, Trevor, get out there and get it, man. Right? Stack plates in the gym, stack paper in your bank account, and just get it done, man. Right? The best thing a man can do is just take care of his business. Like, dudes are like, how do I be attracted to women? Like, just take care of your business as a man. That's it. Coach, celebrate vegan gains for Pride Month. And what? Hey, bro, we don't need all that BRT. I don't need any of that. I don't care. We posted nonsense over from Crazy Town. Right? While you guys come up with some better messages, let me see what's going on. All right. Sorry, Coach, just joking. I just told a joke. I'm sorry, the laugh response I got. What muscles are targeted on a closed grip overhead versus wide? I don't know, honestly. Coach, do males ever hit on you during your morning walks? No, I don't have dudes do that because that's not a proper setting for that. Nobody ever hits on me during the walks. People will stop and ask me questions or make comments or talk. So if I get hit on, it's out in public, not my neighborhood. So keeping in mind, I am in a residential neighborhood doing it and everyone knows who I am. Makes sense? So it's not going to happen the same way. It's different if you're out in a public populated area. When you're in a suburban neighborhood where you literally post in the groups and everyone knows who you are and they know that you're a YouTube fitness guy who lives in their neighborhood, it's not going to be the same thing. Does that make sense? It's not like I'm some stranger who they don't know who I am. So, whereas if I'm out in a grocery store or walking down the street running errands in between stores, that's different, right? Makes sense. That's a completely different setting, right? When Coach is wearing his cowboy attire, you know, my snakeskin boots, you don't have to. Honestly, they'll do it. Be polite. Just be polite and friendly. You don't ever have to really flirt. You don't need to flirt. It's not necessary. All right. All right. Let's get over to some real topics, though. Get over to some other real topics. Besides all that nonsense, because I'm sorry, that's just a lost generation. I'm just not really willing to help. People are like, you should give that advice. I don't know that any young man who tells me he can't meet women, I don't know that I want him reproducing, to be honest. Do I really want to help that guy? I don't know that I do. Right? I'm just saying. He has no skills, no ability as a man. You definitely don't want him knocking somebody up. So why should I help that guy? Like, any man who literally needs help and advice on getting girls probably shouldn't be out there reproducing. I'm just saying. Has anyone ever said no? No, I've never given negative statements. Coach Mills can't reproduce. Yeah, they can. Anyway. But no, really, like, do you really want those guys reproducing? Guys who are not even grown enough men or mature enough in any way to figure out how to pick up women or get a date? Whew. Yeah, they probably shouldn't be out there reproducing. They're not adults. I don't care that they're 30, they're not an adult. Definitely not a man. All right. All of your ancestors, exactly, Paul. Paul understands. What's with this generation of these guys? Like, we never had these problems when we were younger. Because he's in his 40s also. We didn't have these problems. We had no trouble getting a date. Do you know how you got a date in high school? You're hanging out doing stuff, and one of the girls in one of your classes goes, "Oh, you have a car. I like your car." That's it. You go, "Oh, okay. You want to go to the movies?" Done. 16, you get a date. All right. No, it's not about eugenics. It's about his inability to be responsible enough to be a father if he accidentally knocks someone up. It's not about his genes. We need a live grocery. No, we don't. Coach, did you have a... No, I had a Firebird. I had a Firebird. It started with a 305, but we dropped a 383 stroker in it when I was 16. Do you ever venture into unusual cooking meals? No, I don't like weird stuff like that. What's going on, Dean? Dean, I linked the thing, man. I put it up since people couldn't see the thing. I sent you the list and I put a post on it, both some people. Yeah, I had a Firebird. My first car, I got it when I was 15. I had money saved and my dad helped me go get one. It was used, we got it at a used dealership. We got a Firebird, right? And my dad pulled a stunt to get him to lower the price. I got it for $1,000. Because that's what I had saved up. I had a little less, and my dad covered the rest. He talked him down. We pulled some stuff. It was hilarious. They wanted like $1,800 or something for it. I didn't even have my license yet. I was working on getting my license and doing my learner's permit. And so we went and got it. Dad's like, "We need a car. Like, we need something with a V8 in it." It's like, "Ooh, this will work." Dad. No, I don't need a Firebird. Yeah, but most women are unemployed. No, they're not, Marty. No, men are pussies. That's the problem. Do mullets go with Firebird? I had a ponytail. No, we didn't have, at that high school, we did not have a hair dress code. Men were allowed to have long hair, so I just wore a ponytail, my whole hair, all the way to the front, all the way back. You keep in mind, I did music. I did a little metal band. I played metal, and then I went and joined jazz. So I was a metalhead. Yep. No, I had really long hair. My mom kept it, so when I graduated, so I could go get my first real job, I cut my hair off, so my ponytail was like this long. My mom kept it in a box. It was all blonde. Your head doesn't look metal. Well, when I was 16 and 17 and I had hair all the way down to my butt and a ponytail, it did kind of look metal. No, I've never worked in a grocery store. Why would you think that? Nope. Nope, I've never done grocery store work. No idea. I thought you meant it was a robot. No, like as in. Right? Call it heavy metal, you know. All right. What's good, man? Not you. All right. Sorry, English isn't my first language. Okay. But you do know what metal is, right? Please tell me you at least know what heavy metal is a genre of music. What would you call album? I don't understand your question. Do a house tour, how about not? Why do you think I'm a bachelor? So I've told you guys I keep all my relationship stuff private. Like you guys literally don't know if I'm single, dating, or married. I keep it completely private. So System of a Down is new metal, I think, aren't they? What do they count it as? So you're getting into my personal life, wanting to know about my pad. You're going to have to go here shortly. You're probably not going to be allowed to stay much longer because you're already a troll. Why don't you guys care about training? Why aren't we talking training and fitness? Isn't that the kind of channel that we run? Do you not see Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness in the title? All right. Well, we're getting good views. Get those likes up, guys. Come on, get the likes up. The views are coming up. This has the potential to be a really good stream. Yes, Metallica would be metal. There we go. I meant album name, coach. Sorry, autocorrect. I still don't understand the question, BRT. All right, next. I didn't call myself a bachelor. You guys called me a bachelor. Yeah, Slayer. I grew up listening to a lot of Slayer. All right. Slayer and Metallica and Megadeth were like the big three during my influential years. I can't squat or deadlift. I should have said you should squat or deadlift. Why can't you squat or deadlift? It better be a crippling back injury. All right. Coach Bowen. Hit the like, guys. Let's keep it going. There you go, Dean. Let's get this going up. People aren't hitting the like. Jason, best squat and bench variations. The normal back squat and normal bench. Thoughts on first light sunlight being best way to start day for cortisol by D. I don't know that it affects cortisol directly, but definitely can help vitamin D. It's not necessarily going to lower cortisol. It's a lot of factors with cortisol. All right. Okay, well, since then there is no replacement for a deadlift since it's a back exercise, you have a back injury. So maybe you might be able to do some glute bridges, I don't know, some sort of machine, leg press machine. You're probably going to need to probably do machines for your hamstrings then, right? But back injury doesn't mean you can't do them. All right. And I agree with Nutbag, there's always a variation that works. Rehab it then. I've had a client who had two herniated discs from a college injury, from swimming, from diving, and we still got him deadlifting 500 pounds eventually. Can too much diet soda cause dehydration? Objectively, no. In fact, diet soda in studies is actually slightly more hydrating than water. So if you're drinking something that is slightly more hydrating than water due to the sodium and potassium in it, how could you get dehydrated from drinking too much of it? So there's There's no chain of logic here. How did we get to this chain of logic? Something that is inherently hydrating causing dehydration. Not sure I'm buying this. Is that the correct? I deadlift 6 sacks of 25 kilograms of rice sacks, 3 on either side of bamboo pole. Okay, all right, cool, man. Liam's going to be one of these interesting characters. Still no likes. All these people are telling people to hit like. There's only the same number of likes. Come on now. No, caffeine is not a diuretic. That's been debunked. And there's trace amounts. Coach, I hit that like, by the way. Appreciate it, man. Hit those likes, guys. Keep the likes going. Gavin, you just got in here. Hit the like button, bro. Gavin says, what's up, Jason? What's up, Gavin? How you doing, bro, Skillet? There we go. Getting that neck popped again. It cracked really good earlier in here. Oh. It's been a little funny since I hit that tree branch. All right. How long are you going to plan doing full body? I don't know, Carol. We're just going to do it. As long as I enjoy it. As long as I get my total volume, my workload, the strength numbers I want. It doesn't even matter how I structure it, honestly. I know how to make it all work. I mean, I coach clients with all these different things. Coach, you look redder than usual. Well, I've been getting a lot of sun. Just take it as it comes. Yeah, I love it when people say when I'm making an adjustment, how long do you plan till I decide it's not going to work or I need to adjust it? Like, we don't even always do that with clients. We don't always plan out. We're going to do this exactly 7.3 weeks. No, we adjust it week to week based on their needs. That's how they keep making progress. That's why my clients get strong and jacked, the ones you guys see. We make continual adjustments. That's such a strange people don't seem to grasp this concept. Once you're not a novice, you know. This limb guy, this guy's a total LARPer. This is funny. My uncle used to play wrestle with our water buffalo and our lands for strength training. And that's, yeah. Have you stationed your bike in total and complete darkness during a full moon? No, Card, I have not. Mortal says you won't know until you try. There you go. Well, no, I mean, I've done full body stuff before. I've even done full body at high frequency before. It's fine. It's just what I want to do during this cut. See how it feels and run with it. It gives me certain flexibility with my training. Coach, how do I get over my obsession with bicep workout? Do you need to? Like, realistically, I wish I had been more bicep obsessed 10 years ago. Had I been more bicep obsessed 10 years ago, I'd probably be better off. So why are you worried about it? Just build your biceps, dude. Build them bicepticons. That could be our new name for them. Right? Whatever, man. I mean, Greg Doucette gets to make up new names for everything. Why can't Blaha? We're just going to call lean bulking, we're going to call it main gaining. Really, we just called it lean bulk forever. Or recomp. So if Greg Doucette gets to make up his own words for everything, I'm going to make my own words up. It's a bicepticon. It could be a household name. Change quadriceps to quadrupeds. Just because. I mean, Louis Simmons made all his own words. It was hilarious. No, I wouldn't. Why would you buy his cookbook? I don't even see the point. Isn't it just like a bunch of weird bodybuilder, weird stuff? Probably not even healthy. Chesticles. There we go, chesticles. All right. Bicepticons, chesticles. We can just make up our own names as we go. Since the whole industry seems to do it already. Let's just change the names of everything. more of a cardio guy. I run a 660 to the 10-ish guy temple. Oh my God, this guy's LARPing like crazy. Because you're taller than Greg Doucette. I would think so by a good amount, probably. Isn't he like really short? Language is boring. Your mama's boring. Greg Doucette is too hyper for me. He's a little hyper. I'm definitely not that hyper. I'm pretty chill, pretty calm dude for the most part. Myself. He has no zen. That's right, man. We gotta be you gotta be chill, baby. Be chill. Be calm. Be collect. Be chill. Right? Or as, man, I gotta watch the cuss words. Tell that be cool, be cool, be cool. I can't do it. I gotta change the word to be. Right? Pulp Fiction is such a classic. I mean, think about it. Think about how many amazing one-liners came from Pulp Fiction. I am 48 years old, Sam. I am 48. Because you're the best to scale anabolic with androgens as we increase dose. I don't understand the question. Please ask it a different way. Nutback says, speaking of, I'm going to go do some squat triceps. I can't even say that. That doesn't flow off the tongue like a bicepticon or a chesticles does. Jason, one side groin, a little pain when squatting. Stretching will help. No, stretching is not going to necessarily help. No, it sounds like you got a little bit of overuse happening. You need to assess what's going on. You need to assess what's going on, maybe adjust your stance for this session. Groin pain when squatting, dude. I don't get groin pain even squatting 500. You need to assess some stuff. Maybe adjust your stance for today. Thought you were about 36. What's my secret? Eat healthy, lift weights, avoid alcohol, avoid smoking. All right. Avoid fast women. I didn't do much. I didn't succeed on that one, unfortunately, in the past. No, man. Live a healthy lifestyle, dude. Live a healthy lifestyle. A little testosterone, a little growth that doesn't hurt. All right. We lost some likes. I see some little laugh emojis coming through, though. The dude's going to say in a minute, you look like you're 60. I was just kidding. Blah, ha, 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 ha. I'm going to do the block because he's got to make fun of my name. It'd be like, blah, ha, 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 ha. Carpooling in neutral to replace gym sled drag. Yeah, I'm going to recommend you don't do that. That can go badly real quick. That is just an accident waiting to happen. You can get run over by your own car. But would you take Botox to look like O'Hearn in your late 50s? I wouldn't be able to raise my eyebrow anymore, though. Like, I got to be able to do the people's eyebrow. So if I did Botox, I couldn't do this. So I'm going to go with no. You know? Now we're not doing all that. Get them likes up, though, guys. Come on. We need more views for this stream. It could stand to be a little more lively. It could stand to be a little more lively, guys. So help Cochino out here. All right. Now I'm going to skip on the Botox, Chad. We'll definitely skip the route. I'm not trying to do that. Look at this. Oh, gosh. This is business offers. I get all these scam texts. We have this offer. We want to give you a loan. We want to do this. Like, no, you don't. Nope. There we go. Checking all my messages there. How much did you weigh after writing Ice Cream Fitness original program? Hey Dean, I still have an old picture when I first started YouTube of me weighing like 202. I could probably link it, dudes. Oh, let me dig it up and put it up. So that's a good one. So I was just over 200 pounds, low 200s, right? Yeah. So yeah, just over 200. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I looked decent. I have some stuff of me even like in underwear during that whole transformation, like at around 200, doing a little vacuum pose and everything I put up. It's hilarious. I don't put up often because it's kind of, you can see the balls, it's like grape smugglers. But I still have that. And I have one of me sitting down, I still have two. People are like, wow, you actually look reasonably aesthetic. That's why I need to just get lean, get my waist smaller again. Hey Jason, looking cute. Okay, thank you. Your V-taper is insane. My V-taper is insane now. Mortal, did you see the community tab yesterday? My V-taper is already insane. So what's going to happen if I keep trimming the waistline down? Coach, you know why all the bodybuilders go to Turkey? No, I have no idea. I have no clue. I'd never even get a hair transplant, and I would never go to Turkey. Yeah, but dude, you're going to a third world country to get a medical procedure. I don't care how cheap it is. Are you on a bike? Yes, and it's on a pretty high setting. All right. Or did you mean a different type of bike? You said, no, man, I mean, is you on a cycle? No. Your mama's on a bike. Yeah, it's stupid. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, guys, I'm gonna go get a medical procedure done in a third world country, across the ocean. At what point does this sound like a good idea to anybody? I'm trying to understand this for a moment. Okay. I already dealt with the medical with the NHS when I was in the UK. That was pretty bad. Imagine a third world country. Let me get this straight. Dudes, a bunch of bodybuilders, are going to fly to a third world country to have a medical procedure done. That also tells you there's something wrong. How are they that broke? There's no way C-Bum is that poor that he needed to do that. Dude, his social media alone got to be making six figures before any of his other stuff. His Facebook and Instagram and all that's got to be paying him a couple $100,000 a year. Before his shows, before his sponsorships. Why can't he just go do it in a first world country? What's your highest squat? This year, I'm only at 500 is my best. A little bit high on a camber bar. I hit 605 a few years ago, but I was like 25 pounds heavier than I am now. So I did 605 on a cambered bar. But as far as just a normal straight bar, I haven't really gone over 550. But I'm cutting right now. Coach working on getting ripped. Honestly, I think they also do it just to fit in and be like everyone else in the same. You know, it's just, they all get all that. They're all doing the veneers. Although I do get the whole implant, I've considered that eventually. Just doing the whole thing, just not right now, but maybe one day. Your highest pull. Hey, Paint, go to my homepage. My best deadlift is 635 with just chalk and a belt on a power bar, not even a deadlift bar. So I did that on a Texas power bar with no whip. It's different in Turkey. You don't have to go to Turkey to get a happy ending. How come Alpha Destiny doesn't make many YouTube videos of his earnings? I don't know. You have to go ask him. You have to ask him. So as far as benching Paints, I've done a 2-second pause, close grip with 365, and then I've also done 365 for a 2-second pause, flat back with pinkies on the rings on bench, both for 365 is my best in the last few years. So none of this cheating bench where they're lifting their butt off the bench or bouncing it or sleeves. I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm going to just not even discuss that anymore. Actually, I think it's in my best interest to not even address it, other than to say I do gear consultations for people who need them. I think I'm just going to say I'm all natural, baby. I'm as natural as the AstroTurf at the Super Bowl, baby. All natural grass. Natural lifters lifting natural weights naturally. Who wins, Michael Jai White or Bruce Lee? I'm gonna upset some people. I'm gonna go with Michael. I think he'd win. Hey guys, I'm just calling. Don't get upset. Nobody get mad. I'm just calling it. Jason, for this groin or adductor pain, better wider. You might want to go a little closer for now. Yeah, everyone's being open. So paint 200 milligrams a sip a week. So, right? Yes, that's my whole stack right now. That's the whole thing, the whole enchilada. You ever dealt with partial tears? Yeah, we've all had a partial tear too. Yeah, I mean, I'm good. No, my stuff is okay. Bloods are decent. I do got to watch LDL though. I have to be very careful with it. So I'm being more careful with my LDL these days a lot. Is 30 pull-ups in one set impressive? Yeah, it's pretty good. Unless you weigh 120 pounds. Like, how much do you weigh, Francis? That's a real question. Keep in mind, a 150-pound guy versus a 200-pound guy, they are not in the same category. Makes sense? I can't do. Bruce Lee on top 100% most high IQ answer. What? Nah, I'm not going with that answer. Asking Francis, can you do a muscle up? Today's top squat set, 2 times 240. Let's go. There you go, not bad. Is that pounds or kilos? He's gonna be like, I hope you're kidding, coach. You know that's pounds. Well, I don't know, man. You might be repping past 5 plates. I don't know. I get some strong followers. Yeah, muscle ups is a party trick. I don't know. It's a party trick. No, I mean muscle ups are okay. I just have no real interest. Pistol squats are a party trick, though. Right? I guess unless you can rep them. I mean, this is what it is. Yeah, pistol squats are a party trick, though. You're not going to build strength or muscle really off those pounds. Okay, well, that's still okay, Nut. You're doing good. Jay's going to do one-arm push-ups. I don't do normal push-ups, so am I going to mess with a one-arm push-up? How about I just stick in my weighted dips in my bench press? Pistol squats, yeah. Pistol squats aren't great for raw strength, but for balance. But balance doesn't build muscle or strength. Bruce Lee could do one-arm push-ups, okay? Pistol squats. Nobody said they're not difficult. I said they don't build muscle or strength effectively. There's too much balancing involved and you can't load them properly. Therefore, they're a terrible exercise for improving those attributes. No one said they're not difficult. Right? Doing a penor stand with just your erection on the floor and balancing yourself on it's really difficult. You're still not going to build muscle and strength doing it. Uh-oh, he's lagging out. I show full signals, guys. It's probably on your end, man. Right? I mean, people seem to be really confused as to what gives you a specific training response sometimes. Well, it's difficult. You know what, dude? Finding a supermodel willing to marry you is difficult also. Doesn't mean you're going to get bigger and stronger doing it. What do you mean video's frozen? Man, I got solid, strong connection, guys. We got lots of you. The view count's high. So could someone else who is not one of these guys let me know so that I know they're not messing with me? Could a regular let me know? I'm just not a fan. Why not just use barbell or dumbbells? Why bother with the handstands? And they're not, thank you, Dean. So, yeah, because the views are going up, not down. Normally we lose 20 views within a minute when that happens. No, I think handstand push-ups are a complete waste of time for the most part. If your goal is muscle or strength, it's not a good movement for loading. Plus you are limited. You need bars to even get a full range of motion. There we go. Thank you guys for letting me know the stream's good. I like playing tennis, and while raw strength is a great contributor to my ability to play, agile and balance is also. But do you really think some of these other things are the best way to build agility and balance? There's very specific agility drills in sports, right? So people who need to develop agility to make $1 million contracts, okay, people who actually need real agility, do you think their coaches have them do pistol squats and handstand push-ups? Or do you think they have them actually run agility drills? Use the right tool for the job. Pistol squat's a party trick. All right, if you can do them on the bar. If someone can do full range handstand push-ups, maybe a good shoulder. If you don't have proper loading, how are you loading it correctly? Therefore, it's problematic. Why not just use weights? How do you feel about aqua aerobics? I don't know what that is. Yeah, you're right. Especially these king, but tennis itself is ballistics. I can't do so regularly at 35. You know, fair. If you need ballistic strength, that's where dynamic work with bands and chains helps. Because I do have guys who play golf and tennis at the country club as clients. We think we do. I made a bunch of the guys like that, including one of my current guys, buy a bunch of bands and chains for his garage gym. You make content, make full circle and back to simplicity. There we go. It all comes down to simplicity. Complexity has a place in certain instances, but if you don't need complexity, okay, like I'll say, conjugate for certain sports carryover, speed, strength, rotating stuff, that has its place. But if you don't need complexity, don't make it complex. We don't need complexity just for the sake of complexity, because we want something to be complicated. There needs to be a benefit to it. And a lot of stuff can be very simple. Most people's goals are pretty simple. Aerobics is exercise and water. Okay, aqua. I always heard it called water aerobics, not aqua. Hey coach, we live? Yes, Peppermint, we are live. Drop me that like. Let's get this flowing. Let's get them views up. Make good time with it. I enjoyed the first couple of these. This one's kind of feeling a little tedious, but we're gonna run it out. Hopefully you guys will keep me in flow and entertained all the way through. I'd like to just finish all my cardio for the day in this last go with no more. I think we can do it if I can just stay focused. Although it was a rough morning. Was not feeling well. That's why we had to skip squats and deadlifts. Matthias, hey, what's up, Matthias? How you doing, broski? All right. How you doing, man? Jason, did you watch Transformers or G.I. Joe? I watched both as a kid. Those were the two go-to cartoons, man, right there. That was it. I had toys of both. Doing good, brother. Awesome. Good to hear it, Matthias. All right. Shockwave was my favorite. Your client Ted leans back as overpressed, dangerous. No. Perfectly safe. Perfectly safe. It's a lot of people would then call it a layback press, but it's still, by many standards a strict press, depending upon which school of thought and various historia you access. Starting strength guys for their competition allow it. The Olympics used to allow it. When the strict press was an Olympic lift, the press, they allowed it. Transformers 86. You got the touch. That's that one. I like old Blaha videos with Batman t-shirt when he destroying all fitness industry. And these videos age very well. There you go. Because, you know, when we make those old videos, do they still apply today? Man. Peppermint says, I'm going to be listening to the background while I do some work, Coach. All good, man. As long as we got the likes, drop me an engagement every now and then, we're good. Caveman said hi. The Fallout t-shirt was awesome too. Yeah, I never played Fallout. So my ex played Fallout and she bought me that shirt. Funny enough, she played the hell out of Fallout all the time on the Xbox. I've never played it because like she was always over there. She probably played Fallout an hour a day, at least. Just grinding away. We wake up, she's over there playing Fallout. Hilarious. Crazy story behind, right? Yeah, so the stripper ex is who bought me that shirt. She's like, I like Fallout. I'm gonna buy you the Fallout shirt. Here you go. So she bought it. She just like straight bought it for me. She's like, I'm buying you this. I'm like, okay. Yep. Best time for video games was the arcades. I remember that, dude. So we had like Super Mario 3, and then we had the one we all played was that original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where up to 4 people could play. That was like the game right there on the arcade. Up to 4 people could play it. We'd waste $10 beating that game. And that was, you know, in the 80s, not modern dollars, right? Quarter after quarter. Because the edge of my neighborhood, we had a bowling alley with a whole arcade with all the more popular games. So yeah, definitely had an arcade there. And these kids today have no clue. They don't know anything about arcade gaming. My God, was it expensive. Talk about a money hog. Because you just like dropping quarters in. And you had the machines that would change all your money into quarters. Yep. So yeah, the bowling alley had an arcade at the edge of my neighborhood. We go waste our whole allowance playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. No, not by the 90s. I didn't. Someone had it on like something like PS1, whatever the original Mortal Kombat is on. I had a friend who had it. We played it. So the original. Is it possible to work out every day and make gains with Super? I would not work out every day, dude. Francis, 5 is probably going to be the upper threshold, man. You start going past that, you're not really making gains. Like I would never have. I don't have drug-free people do 6 even. All right, I'm just not going to recommend it. You know, 5 is the bleeding edge, really. Like, sure, you can make gains, but you may make less gains. All right. Will you make gains? Sure, you're probably going to be more overtrained and you're going to make less gains, even though you put in more days. It's going to cost you. Yep, so I usually recommend 4. I mean, people can get good on 3. Dude, I have plenty of clients who do good on 3 days. Plenty. 4 for most people's closer. Mario Luigi says, Sup King, haven't watched you in a hot minute. Oh, man. Yeah, 4 or 5 is fine. Like I said, 5 is pushing it. Like, you gotta really have good fatigue management if you want to train 5 days a week. It's totally doable. Just gotta have good fatigue management. You all need cardio for when the zombies attract sooner or later. Only the fit ones. You need more ammo. Although it doesn't make sense either, does it? Walking Dead, anybody being out of ammo. It does not make sense in North America. It's stupid. Not gonna happen. There's your older video of milking your gains. You're talking about Jack's dude's ego doing full body, right? About 3 days you mean push-pull legs. I have guys on push-pull legs. I mean, they could do full body too just fine. If you know how to structure it, that's the problem. There's your problem. Full body people will mess it up. But you push-pull legs. Yeah, I got guys doing push-pull legs 3 days a week. I do have some who do upper-lower 3 day and just rotate it down every now and then. You know, Peppermint, tell them, man, tell them hit that like for Coach. Let's try to get more views in the back half of this while we're rolling on down. I have no clue how Leo passed from Leo longevity. I didn't investigate it further. There were people trying to blame me, which is crazy. I'm like, guys, there's no way. I've never been to Asia. Had nothing to do with that. People pulled out, they were like being goofy about it. They're like, how come multiple of your enemies all died in the same year? Like I have any ability to do that, you know, come on guys. It was kind of weird though. People were like, I had several people like they were commenting on that. They're like, he sure died mysteriously. How come Jerry Ward died? It's like, guys, Jesus Christ, we don't need that level of conspiracy. I actually don't know if they found his cause of death. Right, he might have died from auto asphyxiation, like erotic stuff. Didn't H ever? No. And we don't care, Francis. It doesn't matter. I don't want to even discuss any of my haters at this point and stuff like that. We don't need those to come up. I've actually had a rule where, since he's a big enough channel for you to bring up, that's cool. But if it's a smaller channel who makes 8 videos, it's just auto ban if you mention them. Right? If they have less than 50,000 followers and make a hate video on me, I'm not even going to entertain it. It's just, I just ban and move on. I don't even answer. Just an FYI. But since he has over 100,000, I'm not going to ban you. It's a legit question. But no. No, he didn't. So let's move on. But we've made good time. In spite of waking up feeling really sick this morning, we've still got a decent amount of fasted cardio in. Got to be happy about that. All right, let's see if we can get some good conversation going here to keep Coach and the audience entertained for a bit. Remember to hit those likes. Also remember, guys, I linked my Amazon wish list again if anybody wants to buy me protons. Feel free to do so. Right? Get that protons going. All right. People not whether usually more ripped, do you agree? Oftentimes, yeah. I mean, there's something to that. I'm not saying the heat itself, but it's usually because it's people move more and they eat less. Like heat itself can suppress appetite. Right? Jason says a 3 or 5 after maxing. I'm not going to give a set answer. Totally depends on what we're trying to do. I could literally say for some cases 3s. I could say 10s for some people. Depends on what we're doing. That's not a straightforward, there's one right way. Make sense, Carol? Depends on the lift, depends on the context. Right? Very situationally dependent. I'm checking something here. Where's it at, guys? Where's my thing? So, checking this while I'm waiting on some other topics or questions. There we go, that's what I was looking for. So, thoughts on the vertical diet? You think it's, vertical diet, you get fat easy if you're not careful. I don't necessarily think it's healthy. It's an easy way to get a lot of semi-healthy calories in because it's low FODMAP and high palatability. So that's the whole idea. It's for people who really need to get like 5,000 calories in or whatever without GI tract distress. That's not necessarily healthy because you're using it to bulk up to a high body weight. And usually for guys on a lot of drugs, it's the idea behind it. Makes sense, right? So that's not necessarily, you know, a health related thing, right? All right. Okay. Checking something. So that's pretty much my thoughts on the vertical diet, Matthias. You know, that's my thoughts. Tax coach, you ever gotten injured on deadlift or squat? I always hear about people saying, yeah, I mean, I tore a bicep on my deadlift 20 years ago. Unlikely to happen again. I don't think they're particularly high risk, no. It's mistakes, bad form, other things that contribute, right? Hyperpalatable foods, yeah, in general. I mean, those aren't really hyperpalatable, they're just good calorie dense, not necessarily when we're talking vertical diet. Figure out how to sort something on that list later. Oh well. Sorry guys, I lost views because I drifted away because no one was really asking much. All right, let me get back over to you guys so we get some views, so we don't drop people out of the stream. I was checking something. I got to check some stuff. We're past an hour in here. I do have things I need to look at. But have I been injured irrelevant? Because I was injured through things that are not going to hurt the average person, right? Training twice a day, doing multiple heavy sets of deadlifts in a second session, the wrong magical supplements, you know. So yeah, I tore my bicep with 605 on the bar once, over 20 years ago. Squats, not really. I don't think I've ever had a major injury on a squat. I've pulled a hamstring before on a deadlift. I've pulled a lat on a deficit deadlift. I mean, they didn't knock me out of training, but I pulled them bad enough they turned black. But yeah, hyperpalatability with calorie density is a problem for most people. The only difference when we're talking vertical diet, it's basically white rice and red meat. But you're talking about strength athletes and bodybuilders who are over 200 pounds. It's a little different. So it's, yes, for the average person, the vertical diet might not be a good idea. But would it still be better than a standard American diet? Right? You're still eating ground sirloin, ground fairly lean bison, white rice, vegetables, you know, right? How do you lift bench pressing, Justin? What do you mean, how do I lift bench pressing? That's a strange question. I have entire tutorials on the intricacies of the bench press. So what are you looking for as a question, Juten? I suspect you don't speak English very well. That's why we got this. I don't know. What are we looking for? Where are we going with this question? All right, I saw a little laugh, so someone clicked a laugh. They find me funny. So Juten didn't go further. He just says, how do you lift bench pressing? I know speak English good. Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to help you. Am I an ex-contractor? Are you referring to the troll stuff that I need to ban you for? Or are you asking me, have I done contract work in some type of normal legal field? So if you're going to do the whole trolling thing, then I'm just going to get rid of you. So please specify what you mean by a contractor, so I know if I need to ban you or not. I think he wants to know how you lift bench press, coach, off your chest. There you go. So please text back. I need you to be specific. Because you guys know not to bring that stupid trolling stuff in here. Bro, trolling, why are you always tripping out? That's because it's not a simple question. I get sick of the bullshit. Seriously, dude. Come on. All right. It gets a little annoying, to be fair. I deal with a lot of stupidity on the internet 7 days a week. Keep that in mind. So I need you to explain what you mean by a contractor. I'm giving you a chance to not get banned. I'm giving you a chance. Come on. Greetings, coach. What's up, Les man? How you doing, brother? Do you pick up Bart Engold? Yeah, I don't understand. Shit. Okay. Well, then let's just get rid of you. I just don't need the nonsense. I used to eat entire packages, this is Marcinio. I used to eat entire packages of sausages and down them with milkshakes when I was 300 pounds. When I went back to the gym after COVID, I could immediately bench 300 pounds because of all the fat. That happens sometimes. Fat makes the bench go up. And it's not because we necessarily get stronger. It's the fat leverages, man. They do a lot. Performing high bar back squats, should you break at the hip first or at the knee? Neither. You should be one smooth movement. It should be coordinated, one smooth movement. You don't want your movements like that to be disjointed. You just squat. It needs to all happen concurrently. Right? So it should be simultaneous. Kind of like that chef song, simultaneous loving, baby, 2, 3, simultaneous, ooh, that's right. So now you have that song stuck in your head. When you go to do them, you know that you need to break at both joints simultaneously. Did I give you permanent help that will be stuck in your head the rest of your life? Simultaneous loving, baby, 2 or 3. Do you think Paul Anderson was the world's strongest men alive? No, there's, I think, men stronger than Paul Anderson these days. So I'm going to go with, no, I don't think so. Dude was obviously pretty dang strong then. He was obviously pretty dang strong. And definitely as far as history goes, way up there. Hey, what do you think about fasted versus non-fasted workouts? You just asked a guy who does 100% of his workouts fasted this question. All right, I prefer workout fasted, but I was told by a doctor it's not good for boosting natural testosterone. Why do you care about boosting natural testosterone? Man, you are really new to my channel. Okay, let's get this out of the way. 1, I train fasted. 2, you shouldn't worry about boosting your natural testosterone. It's a nonsense topic. You shouldn't even be worried about your testosterone unless you're planning on, unless that's the purpose you're even worried about. You don't even actually need to know what testosterone is or worry about it. Any fringe benefits you get from your testosterone boosting naturally, it's a fringe benefit because you're living healthier. The other stuff is worth more than the actual testosterone boost of the healthy living. Therefore, it's a non-topic. And if you're really worried about your testosterone, this is why. What's testosterone? You don't know? Go do a Google search. See, but you don't need to know what it is, Justin. It's the primary androgen in humans. All right, you think it will take Sovac years for someone to break the 500? I don't know. I mean, it's taken a while. I don't even try to follow all that because they use all this equipment. What happens if someone invents a better deadlift suit? What happens if someone makes a slightly whippier bar? You know, strongman, it's not like raw lifting anyways. So what if the same guys are there and someone just comes up with a suit that gives a slight leverage advantage more than the suits they're already using? So that's, I don't even know or care, but I mean, it could take a while, sure. You know, but the exoskeletons are going to improve also. So it's just going to, and strongman is very loose on what equipment it allows, so they'll allow whatever new suit comes out before powerlifting will. But keep in mind, those strongman lifts, those are equipped. They're not raw with just straps. They're figure 8 straps plus a deadlift suit. So it gets a little complicated. It's also why when Eddie rolls the bar, I've had people, I tell them not to roll their bar. Well, I think Eddie Hall knows more than you. And I'm like, Eddie Hall was wearing a deadlift suit and straps. Stop rolling your bar. Like, when you put on a deadlift suit and you have a fat belly and you have to roll the bar, then we can talk about rolling the bar. But it's like, you're a skinny dude who's deadlifting raw. Stop. Right? But that's my thoughts on it. It could take a while. I mean, look how long Eddie Hall's 500 stood. And then, of course, he's really upset with half Thor breaking it. You know, and I know there's controversy around that, but I would say the problem is the same controversy could still be applied to Eddie's. Who calibrated Eddie's plates? Who loaded it? I don't know. What all was certified? Yeah, Eddie's is kind of his own beast there. Imagine shaking someone's hand who could deadlift 500 kilo with straps. I mean, just, so what? Just because someone has a crazy grip doesn't mean shaking their hand's a problem. Most people who are strong don't just use that strength. It's not like it flips on by accident. Jason, what do you think of people who believe they're tough because they lift weights? Lifting weights can make you tougher. And that doesn't mean by default you're tough. But I mean, continually lifting weights will make you mentally and physically tougher. If you're using voluntary hardship, right? You are doing something challenging over time for self-improvement. Investing hard work in self-improvement will toughen you up. Does it automatically mean that you're like some badass? No. But it will make you tougher. Coach, I like when you came out supporting Eddie back in the day. Right? Isn't rolling the bar for someone like Eddie so leverage? No, he can't lift the bar if he doesn't roll it. He is in a deadlift suit. It's not about leverage. It's about he's not going to be able to lift the weight if he doesn't roll it, like not even 100 kilos less. He is in a deadlift suit with a belly. This is equipped lifting and strongman. All right, most guys who are strong know their strength. And that's the point, Peppermint. You think it's people who were born in colder climates or no? I've never noticed that correlation. Yeah, lifting will callous you mentally and physically. Exactly, Dean. And some people are missing that point. Subjecting your body to voluntary hardship for the purpose of self-improvement will make you tougher. It does not mean by default because you lift weights that you're going to be some badass. It's not what we're saying. But it absolutely will make you tougher. Jason, how to improve overhead shoulder mobility? That's a question of the lifetime. I don't have a good answer for you there, Francis. Sorry. And I'm not answering your questions because they're not in good English and I don't really understand what you're asking me. I'm not being mean. It's just that I don't know what you're trying to find out. Sorry. Not trying to be mean or offensive. But, you know, it's not really working for me, broski. But yeah, Peppermint, that's the point. Most people who are really strong tend to be very, very careful. I mean, even for me, I'm careful when I pick up stuff, move stuff. We don't just grab and squeeze and pull. Also, he's locked in the suit. He has to roll it. Yeah, guys, he's in a deadlift suit, and he has a belly. So you see, you can't just squat down and pick it up. He can't. He's only like, 350 pounds. He doesn't weigh enough to compress the suit. Jason, what are your thoughts on people who criticize David Goggins? He doesn't smile much, but they say he's a bad influence for people. I have no idea. I have no thoughts on that at all. I didn't know David Goggins doesn't smile, and I didn't know this is a standard criticism of him. I don't know if he's a good or a bad influence or not. Dead hangs versus pullover for shoulder mobility. I guess they could both have their place. They both are probably useful. Have you ever did overhead squats? No. I'm okay, I'm learning you like belt. Sometimes I promote belted and beltless training in phases. I have 2 Inzer Forever belts though. They're both 13 millimeter. I have them in 2 different sizes. I want to try that. Sure, you can try overhead squats. I don't see a problem with it. Depending on understand why you're doing it though. Are you doing it for a specific reason though? I don't have the range of motion to do it, even if I wanted to. Big Lenny used to always talk about you, rest in peace. Yeah, I did remember Lenny saying some positive things. Came around to me. All right, let's see if we can get them likes and views up for the last little stretch here. We're coming up on the end. On the subject of happiness, Jason, many today believe only a happy life is one worth living, not a content life. No, I don't agree. You need a content life. You need a fulfilling life. Happiness is fleeting, and I mean, if it's just happy, people could just take drugs and do nothing with their life. No. Purpose of life is not always to be happy. There should be a contentment. I agree that content is more important than happiness. To try a new variety of squats, new lift to me. Okay, that's cool, Francis. I thought you were doing it for something specific. Don't think that you're going to do it as a replacement as a back squatter that's going to give you the same leg development, because it's not. But it's a valid supplemental lift, especially for people who want to get their snatch up. Okay, Justin, so get you a belt then, man. I mean, as long as you know how to use the belt, if you understand the concept of bracing and how to utilize it, it can be a useful tool. All right? It can absolutely be a useful tool. Thanks for answering. I tend to agree. Happiness is very fleeting and it doesn't last long. A content life is deeper and a sort of stays with you. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, dude. I agree with that. Yep. How's the workout today? It's all cardio today, man. I don't want to go through the whole backstory. Watch the very first stream. You'll get the breakdown in the morning for it. Thank you, Mr. Jason. You're welcome. Like you said, if one's happy, just take a drug. All good, I guess. Yeah, you're not going to be content, but I mean, you'll be happy. I mean, plenty of people are happy while they're on heroin. Can't say I would recommend it. It's a good life. Jason, you get more compliments now that you're lean. No, I can't say that it's really. I haven't seen any change recently. I mean, I've been getting compliments a long time. The last couple of years as I got leaner, I got more. A year ago, it hasn't really increased since then. I mean, they're normal anyways. It happens in real life. Internet versus the real life is going to be obviously different. Sometimes I face guys who accuse me of powerlifting because I deadlift and squat when I weigh 200 pounds more than them, the same weight and body fat. I don't understand what you mean, Marcinio. Sometimes guys accuse you. What do you mean they accuse you of powerlifting? Could you give me a context for that? Like, I don't know, is that meant as an insult? I've never heard that as an insult. It's a sport. What's the lift you're most proud of in terms of weight max? I don't know, man. Probably that's 635 stiff bar deadlift, I guess. Where are you from? The Great Republic of Texas. Dean, what's up, man? What are you laughing at, Dean? I think they mean is he focused on strength, not physique. Well, that seems weird. So Ronnie Coleman, Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't focus on their physique. They all did heavy squat, bench, and deadlift. But he has a better physique than them. Gotcha. Well, there are powerlifters with great physiques. 600 plus deadlifts, very impressive. Thank you. Jason, standing dumbbell shoulder press. It can be, yeah. I think it can be. All right. I think it's pretty good movement. They claim I don't really train for hypertrophy. Well, that seems weird. Why would they claim that? Maybe they need to understand the basics of training and quit being scrub noobs. Would you say that Danzig is peak masculine? I don't know about that. I like Danzig, by the way. I'm a Danzig fan. As a band, I've loved Danzig. I wouldn't say it's peak masculinity. I don't know if it has anything to do with it. Jason, if you was in a work scenario and some colleagues were making fun of someone who was having a mental health crisis, he has depression and breaks down, would you report the coworkers? Yeah, probably. Yeah, because that's not cool. Do you love chicken? Like, you mean chicken? Yeah, it's all right. I eat chicken every day right now. I mean, it's just okay. It gets the job done for a lean protein. But I say that I love it. I don't know that I love it, but it's pretty good. Some of them also coach, and they don't understand the value of the squat or the deadlift. Justin, just hit the subscribe button. I have 14,000 videos. Are you stronger camber versus straight bar on what? The back squat? I don't know that I'm really stronger. I've hit the biggest lift on the camber, but I was pushing the camber. These days when I've tested it, they're pretty about the same for me as far as the squat goes. So, but you mean this cambered squat bar, right? Not just the buffalo bar. Buffalo bar is identical, no difference. Nutback says 45-minute workout done. Thanks for the entertainment, coach. You're welcome, man. You're welcome. But yeah, Dean, I totally messaged you that list since you said you couldn't see it. by the way. I love hearing Absolute OG and the YouTube scene coach 14,000 videos. Yep. I do online virtual coaching, not in person these days. I do it all through camera and messenger. Yes, that is my primary job as a virtual strength coach. We're winding this down. We're coming up on the end. And the beauty of it, we're all fasted still, which is exactly what I want. You okay? Yeah, that's going to be a problem for coaching. Thanks for answering about the mental health crisis. Shame many would find such a scenario funny as someone suffering. Yeah. Do you have a YouTube button? They do not give you one? What do you mean? Talking about that, the plaque? I have a check mark by my name, dude. You get a check, they send you the plaque. They go together. There's a check mark by my name here. So you automatically get mailed a plaque. Is doing a 10% deload at 240 deadlift premature? What? Oh, you again. Coach just instantly responded with the proof. I mean, it's right there on the wall. Right? Jason, if you was in the gym, coach legit, thank you, Dean. Jason, if you was in the gym, man, and someone is overly obsessed about getting better fails a lift that was too heavy for him, has literally started crying, would you console him? No. No. Some dude in the gym crying because he missed a lift. Maybe if it's a girl, you have a guy or a girl. Yeah, of course I'll console the woman. I'll console some dude who's crying over a lift. What? Why people suffer from depression more than no. I'm not going to go make fun of him, but I'm just going to be like, yeah, dude, maybe not be so emotionally attached to your lift. Maybe he needs to get his E2 checked. Something's wrong here. Now, if it's a lady, I totally get it. I understand. I might console her. I might give her a hug. Be like, sorry, you'll get it next time. Quit being weak. Oh. All right, now, Coach, have you ever seen someone crying over missing a lift? Yeah. I've seen a grown man throw a temper tantrum. I would say grown, like a 21-year-old guy who had really good lifts. He missed a squat and he threw on the ground and like beat his hands on the ground right there on the platform. Threw a little temper tantrum. To be fair, it was like 580 pounds and he got stapled. And he had just done like 540 or something the attempt before. He was like going for like a national record or something. Yeah, he threw a little temper tantrum. Right there in front of everybody. Yep. Yeah, I've seen it happen. I've seen people cry. I've definitely seen that at meets. In competition though, that's different. They're all hyped, they're very emotionally attached. They're very emotionally attached in competition oftentimes, but a gym lift, dude, crying over a gym lift? No, dude. You get stapled, man. You guys have seen me get stapled under a squat and get up like it's nothing. It's okay because they're a woman, that's why. Because it's different. Guess what? There are differences. That bag. Believe it or not, we are hormonally and emotionally slightly different. You play basketball? No, I don't like basketball. I don't like playing it. I don't like watching it at all. One sport I can't do. There's sports that I can do. That's not one of them. Yeah, Dale, you need to tell him straight up. No, just tell him. Crying, especially sub 400, right? You crying over a gym lift? I don't even know, man. We coming up on the end of this, guys. I said this needed to be 90 minutes to hit my 3 hours fasted today. We're almost there. All right. So we're getting ready to wind it down. Yeah, dude, we've done 3 hours today. 3 hours of fasted cardio has been done. This one's 90 minutes. Chicken, rice, broccoli. Yeah, I knew it was you. Bronze guy, he just outed himself. All right, guys, time to wind it down. I love you guys. I'll talk to you next time.